Hey friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel, I just share some of the thoughts, ideas that I've been thinking about, some of the things that have been going on in my life. And in today's video, I just want to talk about this quote that I found while I was reading Fooled by Randomness by well, by Nassim Taleb. I think that's his name. Anyway, this book is absolutely amazing, and I've just been highlighting the heck out of it because it resonates so much with me, and I love the approach, which is kind of a funny approach to analyzing like life and randomness and how it plays in different things in life. I mean, I'm not sure that was clear, but that's okay. But anyway, the quote that I wanted to talk about is the fact, basically he's talking about the non-linear effect, let's see, where is it? Okay. The non-linear effect behind success in anything. And he says that it's better to have a handful of enthusiastic advocates than hordes of people who appreciate your work. Better to be loved by a dozen than liked by the hundreds. And this resonates a lot with me because I feel like, I mean, it's really easy to fall in the trap of wanting to please everyone and make everyone happy. But actually, I think the best things in life come by, in a way, to connect with the ideas of Dan Sullivan, choosing who you want to be a hero to, and basically doing everything in your power to be the hero to that person or like group of people, and basically serving them to the best of your ability and not worrying about anyone else, because basically it's better to be absolutely loved by the people that you want to be a hero to than liked by a wider group of people. And this is definitely true because I definitely find instances in my life where uh, I'm come across people who don't necessarily, you know, uh, like me or see my value or basically uh, understand uh, the value that I provide. And it's usually like people who have unconscious biases uh, against like whatever it is that I represent. Maybe the fact that I'm a woman and they don't believe that, especially if being a woman in tech, um, it's there's always this undertone of, you know, doubt in people's minds, especially if they're I mean, I wouldn't say that's the case for all all the males, obviously, but it has happened to me that a lot of guys uh, will think that uh, basically what makes them, what allows them to be good at what they do is the fact that they're a guy, and they doubt that a woman can do that job just because they happen to be a guy and to be good at what they do. Uh, and it's kind of weird to think about it that way, but I've definitely, like, basically, I think, I feel like for me, a lot of people, like, a lot of people tend to have lots of misconceptions about me, uh, mainly because of the way I present myself. Like, I tend to be pretty optimistic, but then people think that's like that I'm naively optimistic, but I'm really not. And basically, it's really easy for people to underestimate you when basically their perspective of the world is a bit of a cynical one. And that's why I found that when it comes to cynical people, I would rather not be around them. And basically be ignored by them, because I really don't like not be in their vicinity, and only be around people who are optimistic and who uh, are willing to allow themselves to I don't know, be optimistic about the future. In a sense, I'm not sure that I'm making my point right, but I'm just trying to figure out what I mean by this, because I have a few examples in mind, but I don't want to, go into that, just because of the situations are, it's very hard to put your finger on it, but it's definitely something that you feel. And I've been working a lot on, uh, in a way, trying to deconstruct my feelings, but it's something that takes a lot of time and perspective to do. So usually I would I tend to basically realize or basically understand what I'm feeling like a few months or a few years after I've felt something uncomfortable. And yeah, I think I'm definitely at that stage where I have had those feelings where people, like, when they think of me, they just think, oh, she's a woman in tech. They don't think about my abilities, and basically they associate the fact that I'm a woman to the fact that, oh, she's only here because she's a woman, and ignore all the things that it took for me to get here. Obviously, uh, I mean, there's always some, you know, some some parts that luck played in me getting to where I am right now. I mean, I am really fooled by randomness, and I definitely don't want to be fooled by randomness. Uh, but I think that applies to anyone who has made it to tech, regardless of whether you're a man or whether you're a woman. Like, uh, luck has played a part. I think probably for all of us who made it in this world. And so I don't. I feel like that's the big equalizer, is that I think most of us have had the same sort of luck to get to where we are. So I don't think there is like I got luckier than some other people who are in the same position as I am. Uh, but I don't deny that, it takes luck to be able, like, on top of work. It also takes luck to be able to succeed, between brackets, because I don't feel like I have succeeded. I just have succeeded in a very narrow, like, if you look at success in a very narrow definition. But yeah, I mean, I really don't see myself as having succeeded. I still think there is uh, like so many things for me to do in this life, uh, and yeah. Anyway, uh, the point that I wanted to drill is that instead of paying attention to your detractors, just double down on the people who support you, and basically just surround yourself with people who are supportive and uh, who are not trying to tear you down or like prove you wrong. I mean, it's really easy to fall in the trap where you just get locked in a specific bubble. But that's not what I'm trying to say here. It's obviously valuable to have uh, feedback from people who don't necessarily agree with you, as long as it's actually constructive feedback. Because usually, sometimes people don't like you just because they don't like you, and I don't see anything to gain from that. But if they don't like something and they give you like actual good feedback, like it's not that they don't like you for the sake of not liking you, or but they actually disagree with something that they believe to be that you believe to be true, and they have a different perspective, then that perspective is valuable because maybe I am missing some information that they have, and basically by disagreeing and basically trying to find the actual truth by confronting our opinions or basically sources, we're able to uncover the higher truth from by having all of the data points. So uh, I sometimes, like in life, there will just be people who don't like you uh, for not any specific reason, just because uh, you know it doesn't suit them to like you, or it doesn't serve them to like you, and that's okay. But those are the ones that I would say to stay away from. But if there is any feedback that has some truth in it, even like I'm super happy to have discussions with people that I disagree with, as long as it's uh, in order to gain some information about the truth. Because probably one of the reasons that I hold some belief, and one of the reasons that they hold some belief, is that we have gotten different data points from life, and basically this, like, with the right mindset or the right approach uh, to discussing whichever disagreement uh, there is a way to find out the truth by I mean, sometimes the way is short, so depending on how fundamental the disagreement is, if it's not too fundamental, then it's quite fast. How long it would take for you to reach an agreement will be quite fast. But if the disagreement is a fundamental disagreement, then that takes lots of hours of discussion. So depending on how much you want to invest on solving a disagreement, or basically reaching a conclusion, sometimes it will take years and years and years of discussion before you are able to reach common ground. So I guess it's just a balancing game where you decide when it's worth it to uh, try to uh, find out the truth from a disagreement, and sometimes it's not worth it, uh, especially if it's someone that you know that just disagrees for the sake of disagreeing. So yeah, I don't want, like, the only people that I don't want to surround myself with are people who disagree for the sake of disagreeing, because they're like, oh, I'm right because this, but not because, like, they just want to be right for the sake of being right, not because they're trying to learn something new. Whereas honestly, as much as I can, I try to make my approach to any conflict in life uh, that like basically to basically my ultimate goal in life is just to uh, find out, like, get the most accurate representation of the truth. And the best way to do that is by basically increased accuracy of my measurement of the truth. So that might require different perspectives, reading different sorts of books, having discussions with people who don't share my views and trying to understand their perspective, and basically try and find a common ground. And yeah, it's just a super interesting topic. Maybe I'm a bit rambling here, but yeah, I mean, I just really like this thing of basically doubling down on the people who believe in you, versus trying to prove people who like basically your detractors wrong. Your energy is so much better spent by being a hero to the people that believe in you than trying to prove the people who don't believe in you for the sake of not believing in you wrong, because it's non-linear. It's not about the number of people who believe in you, but it's about how deeply you have a connection with the people you have a connection with. So how deep the connection you have with the people that are rooting for you. The higher the level of the connection, the more non-linear returns. But this is not just about returns and stuff. I think it's really easy to get into this optimizing mindset of like just trying to have returns, but it's just about life. I mean, if you consider returns as a return, being more fulfilled, happier, uh, having better relationships, then I would say uh, that indeed that leads to better returns. Like basically investing in relationships of people that care about you, instead of trying to get as many people as possible to like you. So yeah, I think I know it was a bit rambly because I'm just trying to figure out how to phrase it myself. And obviously it's like 2 a.m. So my brain is pretty dead at this point, but it's okay. Trying to find the words and make sense of my own thoughts. And yeah, that's okay. So anyway, that's all I had to talk about for today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. You can click here to watch my previous video on this channel, so the one right before this one, and you can click here to watch my latest video on the channel overall. I hope you're having a fantastic day, night, whichever time of day it is where you are right now. Bye for now, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye!